peeps? It's a Thursday. Yee! Today's a carb up day. Also take note, when I raise my carbs, right, my oats, like my rice, my potatoes, the two different kinds of potatoes I eat, it indirectly raises my protein. So I actually have to lower some of the protein, you know, only kind of foods. Like the chicken, I have to lower it a little bit. The fish, gotta lower it. The protein shake, gotta lower it a little bit. But there's the proud mama duck. Rare. Quack, quack. And we got the baby ducks. They're always doing something. That's why I love them.
Alright guys, this day was a pretty simple leg day, to be honest. I actually started off with stiff leg deadlifts, like you can see right here. And then I actually started to utilize the bounce style deadlift later on. I think on my second set of 315. If you guys don't know, my volume, which is basically how much work sets I'm doing, it's greatly decreased. That's what my coach has me doing, and it's been working wonders on me. Pretty much all today I did was this. I did leg press with the leg press machine, like 6 plates per side for 3 sets of 10. I did hyperextensions for posterior, the glutes and the hamstrings. I did like a set of 12. I did leg extensions, leg extension machine, and I also did a kind of glute exercise on this one multi-hip kind of station. So anyways, I basically only did 60 total working reps per body part, per glutes, per quads, per hamstrings. Only 60 reps today. And that's just the work sets. Not really including anything below my working set weight. So warm-ups, no. Half weight, half of the total weight that I do in my max sets, no, that didn't count either. So just the work sets. And you can see me bounce it. For some reason I wasn't as strong that day as like other day. Maybe it's just my stiff leg deadlift isn't as strong as regular deadlift, but it's just natural. So here's me doing leg press. I'm doing high and wide. It's something different from how I normally do it. So really targeting hamstring, of course, against the quad, and puts in some glutes into. So pretty much any single different variation of your foot placement will work this exercise, work your muscles differently. And obviously, with there being so much room on that platform, there's so many different ways to do this exercise. You could do it close-footed, and lots of people say that works your outer sweep. It'll work your outer quad more, or you can do it wide and apparently work your inner quad more. I don't know. You can have your feet high or low. Usually low kind of does more of the quad. Higher kind of, in my opinion, does more of the entire leg, puts more hamstring into the equation. But honestly, even if you have your feet low, it still hits your hamstring. You can't really isolate any sort of leg muscle on this. No matter what, you're going to get them all, but you can kind of emphasize, one or the other. Hopefully that made sense. I actually didn't include the rest of this workout, so just take my word for it, what I did. Leg extension, hyperextension for the glutes and hamstrings, and then a glute, machine. What's up, guys? I had a few pretty important things I wanted to just talk about for a second. Really regarding, young bodybuilders, self-confidence, outlook on life, attitude, mind state, okay? Let's just face it, all right? A lot of young people get into fitness for many different reasons, right? We all know that. Some people, and honestly, I think a lot of people get into bodybuilding usually because Well, please don't take this as offensive. Don't take this as I'm directing it towards you. Hell, this even somewhat applies to me. But I've noticed that a lot of young people who get into weightlifting and bodybuilding do so because of self-confidence reasons, because of not being able to fit into other certain groups. It could be, I don't know, lack of friends or being bullied, feeling different, not really, fitting into a certain kind of group, like I said. Now I know that's a totally different matter aside from the sport of bodybuilding, but I just want to talk to you guys one-on-one about this subject. I've noticed that a lot of, at least on the online community of young bodybuilders, I've noticed that a lot of young bodybuilders, at least the way they portray themselves, but also, hell, I could even when a lot of kids add me on Facebook and I look on their page and their wall, it kind of seems like they're somewhat lacking in social life, in social activity and that sort of thing. And bodybuilding as a sport, it just naturally tends to kind of, make you independent, make you kind of secluded in a way from other people, since bodybuilding is really like a solo person sport, right? It's really all about you and doing your own thing and being in your own mind. And I've noticed that bodybuilding kind of, at least the young generation of bodybuilders, especially with internet access and etc., I noticed that the whole generation is kind of, not being really social, not just really keeping their, I don't even know how to say this. We all know bodybuilding is great. It's a great sport. It's something that each individual really has to rely on themselves, to excel at, which is great. It teaches you independence, self-discipline, a little bit of confidence, etc. But I've noticed that a lot of young bodybuilders kind of, seclude themselves when it comes to the state of bodybuilding and the lifestyle of bodybuilding, as well as the online community of bodybuilding. It seems like a lot of young bodybuilders just keep themselves to themselves, and kind of stray away from, what everyone else might call normal interaction. And I know you might be like, yeah, F you, Matt, and I know, because hell, I look at other people's normal, what they consider normal, and I'm like, F you, normal, liking T-Pain and crappy ass rap music, that's normal? F normal. Anyways, you might have the same mentality as me. I know a lot of bodybuilders are socially, mentally independent, but let me tell you guys, it really helps, it really pays off to not seclude yourself so tightly into the mind state of independence and you against the world kind of mentality when it comes to bodybuilding. It doesn't have to be that way, and I noticed it so much when I look at the online bodybuilding community. And maybe I'm just talking to these guys, maybe that's the case. Maybe this doesn't apply to you. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, then don't really worry about this. But like all of the online young bodybuilding communities and all that stuff, a lot of these kids into fitness, it really seems like they all have this me against the world mentality, and it doesn't really have to be that way. I know the way you portray yourself online may not reflect who you are in real life, but if it does, and I'm sure it does for a lot of these kids, because it seems like they put their business all over the online world, Facebook and all that stuff. Well then, man, you're in for a depressed trip in bodybuilding. When it comes to sport, like, bodybuilding and fitness isn't going to solve all of your problems, right? If you're naturally socially awkward, if you're naturally unconfident, bodybuilding could help, but it's not a guarantee. It's not gonna make people like you. You could be the biggest douchebag ever with a giant freaking set of muscles, and nobody might like you. Or you could be a skinny ass guy and tons of people like you and you get all the girls. And muscles are not required to get girls. And for girls, being super fit isn't required to attract a male. Damn, I'm close. Yeah, I'll finish this topic later because I really can't even focus.